Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush and forward Ghana. No, me used to tap send, tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Aye easy, aye convenient, aye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover aye map him. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka come a bush and forward Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Want to get out of a job you hate? Did you know you can become a DevOps engineer and earn an average salary of £75,000? You will be highly paid. You can work from home and spend more time with your family, and your work will be respected. Train with Cloud Rock Academy to become a DevOps engineer in just 6 months. Interested? Watch our free on-demand training to learn more.
Hello, this is Lawyer Wisdom of Wismart Solicitors. Join me this and every Friday on OT TV from 8 to 9 p.m. for all your UK immigration matters. I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Abuja for me mamo ajo ene ensu biemu emamo akwaba edo eba eye OT Media TV enyumrei. Senyumrei yeshiaya na eye Legal Matters with Lawyer Wisdom akao from Wismart Solicitors. Pembe breno ya na mremu ensem minya questions but ya na enyini nyina na menzumini miwo hu nimudie entine hu behia se yetimi efre lawyer penny eba na otimi ema yenchechiremu. Any ohia there are so many things and koso within the immigration rules emu ewo UK hanamo yatese changes ba no okofa family route okofa woka for if you especially on my Ghana man as I'm on ne ede aba UK hanamo and say ben na koso eye home office fees omatutum na omututum na ekosen yebano every April bia omoyen sakraye ewo immigration rules mu na fie insudie nsakraye ena omo ba beye ene eno ho ena yene lawyer penny esinkonwa na yebetwetwe enkomo. Lawyer Wisdom senior partner and founder of Wismart Solicitors. Or very much experience when it comes to immigration issues in the UK. Minino anante ache na empembe breno enye lawyer ni bia na mede ne beba mi show so a je say mede ne beba no abetu mfutro agu obi ani da bi aje say mehu say onipa ko no okay my fancy but all that I can say is I can't confidently recommend Lawyer Wisdom and Wismart Solicitors to everybody and they wa join here I will show you so. Na me yidi say dwumadi be kwa wiye no obagye number na ebi anyewo enkwampo na ebi a ebehia wo ebi a wo kina bi wunu ebi wadamfo bi or pe lawyer bi now they amano no aboa no. Lawyer Wisdom me mo ajo ema akwaba enanwumre eba dwumadi so.
Nana me so me ma ajo ema wakwaba eba adwumadi eso.
Ami jidi se nyame adom ohun ye bibia eboko.
Adom bibia boko.
Yo. Enumere said ye midi kan ene wo edi enkomo no. Ye dwumadi a ye tai ene wo ehia e wo show yi so. Na nansem se ye ni ehia ye ache kakra. Nanso no mi gusua minya questions for immigration issues which nyina dodo na agra no menya qualified to give them answers but the meeting me try and na ehu be hia say na anwumre yetimi ene wotwetwe nkomo na yehwe dia ekoso ewo immigration rules mu update ben ena aba ensesanye ben ena yenhwe animu epui na afei no obi enso ewo question na odi aba na nso watimi aboa no na wayi ano ama no.
Meda seminia ana afepo ne etiefo ina so yamamo jo
the journal sister. I'm saying this 2024. This is the first time I hear. I'm saying.
Correct. Correct.
Mama picture fans.
I think
na February na woman picture fan. I immediate. I did you I pay no. Remember a few updates. Now made the option out to her. So your questions here and that was to me Edisa. I think and I believe there are a lot of questions that need answering. So number one, did you say you move brave to set home office fees and IHS fees ever and not ever cost? Now, young Prime Minister Ekanya said there were agitations for increment in salary, nurses and doctors and across board they want increment in salary. And the Prime Minister said those were not budgeted for, and he needed to have an additional 3 billion, but he was going to get 1 billion from the immigrants. And then 1 billion, I'm not talking about 1 million, but 1 billion from immigrants. So I'll say, of course, he's going to raise it through increment of the application fees, home office fees. I don't see application fee, I say 1,048 pounds, no. Amudia call 1,258 pounds. That is for the application fee. And then Sawusha, the immigration health surcharge, and also Hona. And also they've increased it from 1,560 pounds and Amudia call 2,587 pounds 50p. So a year was 624 pounds, but Amudia call 1,035 pounds a year. So if you multiply that by 2.5 years, it gives you 2,875 pounds 50p for 2.5 years. So and when you put your 4 and a application, you should get ready to pay at least one person is very close to. If I do the maths, my maths is not very good, but I'll try with the help of a calculator. So 1,025.8 plus 2,587.5. So one person is 3,845 pounds 50p for one person for 2.5 years. And to say a wo and a woman and a AS application now and you send your waboka. And assuming it's a family of 3, you multiply this amount by 3, you get so what did I get? It was 1,258 plus 2,587.5 times 3. That is 9,020 pounds. If it is you and your 2 children, you have to pay the home office alone 9,020 pounds. So, then of course that increases the more, and that is the new change. However, home office was saying, if at any point in time you are not able to pay the application fee and the IHS fee, then what you can do is you can apply for the fee waiver. You can apply for fee waiver, and in that case, you don't have to pay the home office fee and you don't have to pay the IHS fee. But over fee waiver now, you have to disclose everything about you. You have to show that your pay slips for 6 months, your bank statement for 6 months, your children's bank statement for 6 months, and every account you hold in this country, you have to disclose every single thing. Otherwise, they will go and check and find out that you have an account with money in there, or you have an account that you are hiding. They will see that, of course, you have money and you have not been truthful with them. So they can easily refuse your application because you have not been open to disclose all information. And to say, you must be ready to disclose everything about your finances, everything, because they will find out anyway. And if you don't want that, then make sure you get your money and pay the home office fee, and that excludes you from disclosing to them all your savings and every account that you may have. So that is one thing I want us to be aware of. the increment. Number two, we are also aware that the health and care, of course, we know that nipa bebree eba through the health and care worker visa route, but people abused the system a lot. They abuse the system a lot, and now the Home Office is fully aware, and therefore almost say a lot of changes have taken place. I believe you know some of these things already, but I'm just recapping it for you. From the 11th of March 2024, you cannot bring your dependents to the UK again if you are here as a health and care worker. From 11th of March, that is just next month. 2 days from now, it is going to be exactly 1 month. You cannot bring your dependents to the UK if you are here as a health and care worker. So you cannot. If you intend to bring your partner, your children to the UK, this is the time for you to do it. Do it between now and the 10th of March, because from the 11th of March, want to make obia as a worker or as a healthcare worker. So the grace period is from now, the 10th of March. 4. So please bear that in mind. The next thing is that if you are a carer or a care company and you want to sponsor somebody to come and work in the UK, then that care company must be registered with the Care Quality Commission before they can sponsor anybody to come to work here in the UK. Some of the companies that are not registered with the Care Quality Commission can no longer, companies that are not registered with the Care Quality Commission can not bring anybody to come and work here in the UK. So if you wish, you're a sponsor, you wish to come or bring somebody to come and start work here, you have to register with the Care Quality Commission before they can apply to come to the UK. So that is very, very important. The next information is that from the 4th of April, what I said first was the 11th of March, but from the 4th of April, the Home Office is increasing the amount that care workers will have to be paid to £38,700. £38,700. The employers cannot pay you less than £38,700. And therefore, if you're coming to work, you should expect that your pay will be at least £38,700 before you can apply to come to the UK to work as a health and care worker. The employer should be able to pay you that amount of money. So that is that as well. The next important information. Okay, the next important information, I believe we have heard this also, is that from the 11th of April, 2024, you need to be earning £29,000 a year before tax. Currently, it is £18,600. It is £18,600, but it's going to increase from £18,600 to £29,000. That is what the change is going to be, and that is from the 11th of April 2024. Changing from £18,600 and it is going to £29,000 from the 11th of April 2024. And then after some time, they will increase it from £29,000 to £35,000 a year. And then after some time, they will increase it to £38,700. So they want the family income level and the health and care income level to be on the same level, which is £38,700. £38,700. But for the family one, they are doing it in stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Stage 1 is from 18,600 to 29,000. From 29,000, it goes to 35,000. From 35,000, it goes to 38,700. So that is going to be increment in stages. And see, who person will be a bar, then you have to make sure from the 11th of April, if you are not earning £29,000, they are not coming. They can't come if you're not earning £29,000. So if you want to beat that increment between now and the 10th of April, make sure you make that application for your family members to come. If you submit the application before the change takes place, you are not affected. But if you submit it after that, then certainly you'll be affected by the change in the financial requirements. The interesting part is that currently, if you earn 18,600 and you want to bring a child, at least one child, you have to earn additional 3,800 in addition to the 18,600. So 18,600 plus 3,800. And the second child is 2,400. So 18,600 plus 3,800 plus 2,400. Now, with the new change that is coming, or that will come, the changes that are coming, once you earn the 29,000, there is no additional financial requirement for the children. So once you earn the 29,000, you can bring the number of children that you want to bring. You don't have to do or add any 3,800 or 2,400 for the children in that order, which I think is a very smart way of doing it, because even if the person was earning 18,600, if it is 18,600 and they are bringing two children, it's plus 3,800 plus another 2,400, that gives you 24,800. So assuming right now you want to bring a child and the parent, the mother, it is 18,600 plus 3,800 plus 2,400. That is 24,800. But they have increased it to 29,000, which means you are still covered. They are still taking care of all those ones within that frame. So they are very smart, very, very smart way of doing it. Even though they say you don't have to add some more for the children, technically they have already infused that in the requirements for the children to come. So that is your information. Another very important thing I want us to be aware of is this. From the 31st of December this year, all persons who have this biometric residence permit or biometric residence card, there is a date on everybody's own. It is ending on 31st of December 2024. It does not mean that your visa or your leave is ending on that date. No. Your leave is still continuing. Your visa still continues. But the card ends on 31st of December 2024, not your leave, not your visa. So what you do is go online and check. Go to prove your right to work to an employer. That is one. And secondly, you go to share code, and then you go to the next stage start. You enter your date of birth, and then you enter the reference number on your card. It will give you the actual date that your visa or your leave is expiring. Don't take it for granted that, oh, everybody's own is ending on 31st of December 2024, and therefore you don't do anything about it. Your visa may expire the day after that. And because you didn't know and you don't do the application, you become an overstayer in this country, and that can be a huge problem for you. So these are some of the changes that are coming, and we all have to be aware. Very soon, the Home Office will start writing or notifying everybody to register online, because once 31st of December 2024 comes, if you are traveling, your card seems to have expired. How can the airline know that you have a valid visa? They'll have to go online and input something we call a share code. So you have to generate a share code, maybe to supply to the airline on your application form, or when you're buying your ticket, you may have to put a share code. When you are coming back, the airports in Ghana or wherever you're traveling from, you have to be sure that you have the right to return to the UK. So they'll also enter your share code before you can travel back to the UK. Things are changing, and we have to change with it. Otherwise, a time will come, you'll be stranded. If you don't catch up with the changes, you'll be far behind. You'll be stranded. Changes are taking place. Changes are taking place. Everything is becoming digital. Electronic visas. You will not hold a visa in your passport. You will not hold a card in your hand. You have the right to be in the UK, but you have to generate it and show it to an employer. I believe most of you know that employers these days are asking for something we call share code. Share code. Without share code, you cannot work. The employer will tell you, can you please provide me a share code? With that, they are able to check whether you have the right to be in the UK. If you don't provide that, the employer will let you go. However, if you submit your application before your visa expires at the Home Office, you are protected by Section 3C of the Immigration Act 1971, which says if a person submits the application to the Home Office before their visa expires, they have the right to continue living in the UK until the Home Office makes a decision. Example, your visa is expiring tomorrow. You have submitted your application today. The Home Office has taken 9 months to make a decision. During all that 9 months, you are still in the UK legally. You have not overstayed your visa. You have the right to continue working, and nobody can ask you to stop work. If your employer tells you to stop work, talk to ACAS. ACAS will challenge them and tell them they can't tell you to stop work because you applied before your visa expired. So that is how to do it. Make sure you always submit your application before your visa expires. Maybe you are okay. Maybe you are a British citizen or you have indefinite leave to remain. But if you have a friend who has a friend who has a friend who has a friend who is not aware of this, please let them know that the things are changing. Everything is not going to be digital. Everything is going to be online, and we have to be abreast with the situation. The next important thing is the definition of a partner. Who is a partner? If you look at GEN 1.2 of the immigration rules, it gives a definition of who is a partner. Previously, a partner is somebody to whom you are married. You have a marriage certificate to show that this is my partner. In that case, that is the proof. The second one is this same-sex couples. They have the civil partnership. So if somebody tells you a civil partnership, they are talking about the same sex, man to man or woman to woman. So don't confuse civil partnership with marriage. They are two separate things. As soon as you hear the word civil partnership, it's talking about same-sex couples. So a definition of a partner includes a person to whom you are married, that is your partner, your wife, or your husband, or a civil partner, that is the same-sex couples, or a person with whom you have lived with in a relationship for about 2 years. In fact, 2 years. However, from the 1st of this month, that definition changed. It changed to mean that even if you're in a relationship for just 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, 1 year, and you can prove that there is a genuine relationship going on, you are able to base on that and make an application. You can make an application. You don't have to be together for 2 years to prove that the relationship is genuine or that you are in a relationship or you are a partner. Now the definition of a partner has changed. It doesn't have to be 2 years if you're not married. It can be 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, or whatever time, but you must be able to prove that you are in a relationship. Somebody asked me the other time, how can I prove that I'm in a relationship if the person is in Birmingham and I'm in London? It is possible to prove that you're in a relationship. I believe you would have taken some pictures. I believe you called each other. I believe you sent messages to each other. All this is evidence. All these are evidence you can use to prove that there is a relationship ongoing. Even though we are not living together, there's still evidence that we are in a relationship. You can use that as evidence to prove that the relationship is subsistent. However, let me put it this way. If you overstay your visa, you can live with a person for 10 years. It does not amount to you getting the right to be in the UK. If you are here legally, maybe you are a student and you live with a partner or you have a partner for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, you can apply. That is different. But if you overstay your visa, there would not be automatic extension for you. You have to prove that the relationship is genuine, and secondly, there has to be additional factors. Those additional factors include, one, either there's a child or there's a stepchild or there's a serious medical condition involved before you can apply if your visa has already expired. If your visa is expired, that is what I mean. But if your visa is still valid, you don't have that sort of a problem. So here we are in terms of the change in the definition of who a partner is. So that is for your information. Nana, if there is any question, I'm ready to take it. Otherwise, I want to go to 2024, the do's and don'ts in the immigration rules. There are certain things you should not. There are certain things you should. in the immigration rules. I can carry on with that before the questions come, if there are any at all.
Yes, I think let's add the do's and don'ts. Then afterwards, Nia start to pick questions from the audience.
Thank you. Right. Now, now you will come ha your name, sir, your application, there are some requirements. There are different types of applications. We have partner application, we have children application, we have naturalization, we have registration as a child, we have different application forms. We have from FLRFP, we have from LT, we have from FLRLR, we have from Set O, Set M, Set LR, and all different kinds of forms. We have from T, from MN1, from MN, from OS. Different forms, different applications, different scenarios, different situations. So you cannot assume that you can use any form for any sort of application at all. So, do number one is seek legal advice. Do number one. If you have a brother, you have a sister, you have an uncle, you have an auntie that have just arrived, please, if I were you, I would seek legal advice very early. Then at least that opens your mind and it tells you the kind of things you can do and how you can navigate the system. If you don't do that, you wait for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years before you go seeking advice. You wasted too much time. So what you have to do is seek early advice. I am not saying come to me. No, that is not what I am saying. Wherever you are, you can seek a legal advice close to you. Get a lawyer, go sit down with a lawyer, tell them, look, I have come, my sister has come, my brother has come, they don't want to go back. What options do they have? Seek legal advice. That is my first advice for you. Do number one, seek legal advice. Number two, don't assume. Okay, assumption that goes to the don't, but let me just go to use the right laws. Use the right laws to apply for your application. If you're applying as a parent, what are the right applications? What are the laws? What is the law? If you're applying as a parent, you apply under Appendix FM Section LTRP. T as a parent. Appendix FM Section LTRPT as a parent 1.1 onwards. Then you refer to the case of MK India, the case of you look at Section 55 of the Border Citizenship and Immigration Act 2009. You have to look at all of this. You have to look at the case of Rasga. Use the right laws in making your application. Don't just do a raw application without referring to the necessary provisions in the law. Please use the right laws. Number three, use the correct application form. I have already mentioned that there are different types of application forms for different kinds of application. Example, Form T is for a child that has lived in the UK for 10 years, who was born and lived in the UK for 10 years. Form T. If you go and use Form T for a parent application, you have scored 0. The application will not succeed. So use the right application form. Another example, Form MN1 is for a child that was born in the UK, but the parents have got indefinite leave to remain. In that case, you don't use Form T, you use Form MN1. Different forms, different application, different scenarios. So do number 3 is use the correct application forms in submitting your application. If you are applying as a parent, you can use Form FLRFP and you select the relevant section. If you have been in the UK for 20 years and you are applying for leave to remain, you have to use the right form, Form FLRFP, and you select private life. That is the right form. So use the right form, use the right law, submit your application, you have a chance of succeeding. Number 4, apply within time. Apply within time. Several asitna, not yet see ebewu in 2025. Make sure you apply before ebewu. Maintain na ewu ansana uwa kwa application. Say go what? You have a grace period of 14 days. So, 14 days, you have become an overstayer. Asitana Wano, the woo, a trim, a crop, finito. It is gone. So, you have to use the right application form, the right laws, and submit within time. Don't submit out of time. Don't submit out of time, please. And that is very important. There are some applications you have to submit 28 days before it expires. 28 days before the application, your leave expires. Don't submit too early. Don't submit 3 months, 4 months, 5 months before it expires. No, you can submit 28 days before it expires. However, if you are changing round, if you are changing from 10 years to 5-year round, it does not matter. You can apply at any time of your qualification. Even if you got the 10 years, the 2.5 years today, and you want to change from 10 years to 5 years, you can apply within 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. You don't have to wait for it to wait to 28 days before you apply. No, only because you are changing from one route to another route, you can change at any time. The next thing is only pay the right application fee. If you don't pay the right application fee, your application will be deemed as invalid. By the time they return it to you, your visa would have expired. And if your visa expires, you become an overstayer. If you overstay, you can't work, you can't rent, you can't drive, you can't open a bank account. The banks can even close your account because you become an overstayer. So please make sure that you pay the right application fee. I have just told you about the increment in the changes in the application fee. So please pay the right fee. If you can't pay the fee, apply for fee waiver before your leave expires. Please, always remember that. The next thing you have to do is provide only necessary documents. Do provide only necessary documents. Don't just throw everything into the kitchen sink, believing or hoping that the caseworker will have time to sort out your documents for you. The caseworkers, home office caseworkers, don't have time. They will not have time to check your documents and pick the right ones. They won't. So you select the right documents to support your application. If it is a parent application, the child's birth certificate, your passport, child's passport copy. If the child has no passport, don't worry. Birth certificate, your passport, your biometric card, letter from the GP or letter from school, bank statement, pay slips, add all of this to support your application. You are on good grounds. Use only the right information. Don't just throw everything into the application, hoping that the caseworker will have time to check for you. They don't have that time to spend on one person. So please bear that in mind. Now, only apply when you are qualified to do so. That is, do apply only when you are qualified to do so. How? What do I mean? If the law says you have to be here for 20 years, please be here for 20 years. Don't apply because you've been here for 19 years and 11 months. It will be refused. Don't apply because you've been here for 19 years and 11 months and a few days. Please, if it is 20 years, be 20 years before you apply to stay in the UK. That is what the law says. So apply only when you are qualified. Don't assume, sir, home office, you are going to be wasting your money. They'll refuse your application. They don't do speculative applications. At least your £3,500 will go down the drain. You won't get it back. So please don't waste that money. If you have some money and you don't know too much about what to do with it, I am right here. I'll give you my address. I'm at Dawson Junction behind the McDonald's. Please bring it to me. I think I can convert that into something else. So please don't make any application when you're not qualified. The Home Office will take your money and take your money for nothing. So please don't do that. Provide the life in the UK if you are qualified for that. If you are supposed to provide that, please provide a life in the UK certificate in support of your application. And also provide consistent information. So when your application be done, please make sure the information I would say is consistent with your down. And yes, sir. First one I would that is totally inconsistent with what they have. It will raise questions. It can lead to your application being refused. So provide consistent information with the applications you have submitted already. Keep a copy of the form. Every time you make an application, if your lawyer makes an application for you, tell them, can I have a copy of my form? So that next time, it's easier for you to recall and provide the same information that the lawyer needs from you. Or even if you wish to change a lawyer, it is easy for you to provide the new legal representative with the old form that would help them to have a consistent information on your application. I will leave it at this. This is only the do's. We haven't gone to the don'ts. We will look at that maybe in another section. But we have just about 17 or 18 minutes left. So please, let's go ahead with the questions. I'm more than happy to respond to it. Thank you, Nana.
Thank you, Lawyer Wisdom. And Meka se afe and awabe join here. Lawyer Wisdom akaho and yenino etwetwe nkomo na nyumre on the show as the lawyer. Wa mayen ehu nioma ensakraya eba in the immigration rules. The ensakraya abadada enso eba no home office fees ukoye application ubitia. Afe so in the month of April so near yenhwe ni mu se eno so ebeba ani nyina waka ho asem or any question bia the Emma lawyer with regards to the waka ho asem and answer UK immigration issues any or hanom so obebo modern na where you are no nemum hye so say we for information purpose untimi nyina so enka se enanana kwame o de lawyer buy no can say there be or more information say o pe legal advisor bomodin na hu lawyer na oni endi enkomo fat ne number na eche watimi afre no yenko na yemfa omo zoom no so omo so hwe Facebook YouTube so na say wo question bia obetimi dia to comment section ho no mo making kind e de ama lawyer na we ya no e de ama yemfa Francis Pepra. Francis, please unmute yourself now for our question, bra. Hello, Francis. Right, okay, Francis in here. Yanko Akusia. Akusia, but you unmute yourself now for our question, bra. Okay, let me try. I think so. Let me allow participant to unmute. Okay, now Yanko Akusia. Akusia, unmute yourself now for a question, bra.
Yo, me da say. Me pacho. Me question is say. 10 years routine. My friend said last year na wonsaka ya. With changes in our ebano. Sa dependents and also will be to like 4,000 new payment, you know. Kahua na be affect wana na afen so no se ana yesi wo ye care work visa for no so no wonfa wo yira na se wo ma no se wa ware na wo fele form na obetimi indicate wo form na say wa ware na eno no e ma ye disqualify wana if I show me question
me da semane. Number one, yes, new fee, no, it will affect the young work more detail. Why your first one now, so your subsequent one, fee now will also say no, and not ubetia. In other words, the new fee, no, and not ever count. Unfortunately, and yet fair, but sana, I say, and say, who for the renewal, which IHS no, £2,587.50p. Then a home office fee, any day, and society, and also £1,048. The first time the number 2,258. But one more down application fee it hasn't changed. It's 1,048, but the IHS no assessed to £2,587.50. That is that. And number two, yes, we application now waria departure for Ukunuding Ekaho. Because after 5 years, Yamia Nasa we indefinite already. The thing our record so and it becomes easy for them to verify some but now we're partner within also. That will not affect the application because any idea within the airbag and not all but the only thing is we worry and I wouldn't anything up to the application form so it should not affect you in any way whatsoever.
If I show you, I said, me de me man so buy I will care work visa so. Nisa afi me hwa ya adwuma na ha me ntime de me ma ne kofia metimi asan akwa form after March.
Yes, as long as Omudasu Ewosu already there, they are still qualified. My only advice is that just don't keep them out there for too long. Not for too long. And now say what's the employer? And I will say what's the employer? I wish that would you remember now why you have an application, you change the new employer and change for all of them as well before you take them back. And yes, as a what's the employer will have now say they are on the old employer as well. So bar. So Ushia immigration officer oye fimfimua obetime amofrana again parenti. That is going to be my advice for you. Yes.
Say how long ena AB as a base or the omo kufia how long no esomo etna onomo esan ba bewrem.
I would always advise, that is my personal advice, that they shouldn't be out for more than 3 months continuously in a year. Because say a nationality application, and they say you shouldn't be out for more than 90 days. More than 90 days in a year, not more than 450 days in 5 years. It can go a little beyond that, but some now for 1 year and a year and a half, and that becomes very concerned. I just say, meanwhile, I sit on the mouse, I bet not go on.
Yo, me da say. Lawyer Yemfa Francis Pepra. I don't know chino na beauty ebeto aso. Francis yetio.
Yo, hello.
Hi.
Me check your winning. Lawyer, in fact, many your presentation who you are.
Thank you.
My son bisa and he say Eddie can new home office application fee na omo area bano. Person who say time bena a bit take effect. It doesn't you know. And you see it. And I said, me overstay now. I bet sa omemu for almost about 2 years. Now, me who baby am a penasem na me na kwae aware wufi. Na oba no sanso akola am fan say we Mr. daughter. In this case, no, me overstay as I no meet me a application na semi application is what be chances are maybe to me din kunum e yesen. But your masem bu saying na no.
Me da say Uncle Francis number 1, the home office fee no. On fresh application. No, first time no. Number 3, £1,258 of the home office fee. That is the home office fee. Then the IHS, and no a year from 6th of this month, and SSI, and no a year £2,587.50. It was 1,560 and on one maswa to £2,587.50, which is quite high, but that is what it is. Those are the fees. 1048 for Omamwa Sitnadida, 1258 for Omamwa first application, and then IHS it is 2587.4. Whether you have a sitna or you have no sitna, that is for everybody. The second question is, what overstay? A year, a month, 2 years, 3 years, or just within 6 months, 8 months? Why shall I have what's the wood or not? I don't see or I don't see your per se worry. A balance of ba, Nibana by your banoma, your stepchild. Me bro, only how, set no worry. From Ghana, we won't call Ghana. It was your baby from Ghana for you. And then you friend a customary marriage. If you friend a proxy marriage, won't call it was your baby via. I'm the bar. Now, no, I will find it also. We never call GP. Set when I will find stepfather and emergency contact. So I will find orders or this school going age. And then my manager would go to school. No honey set. I will pray, Papa. I will pray stepfather. Or not, I will find it school. And I didn't know school. Given here a letter from the school, another letter from the GP, proof of address, the woman's passport copy, the child's birth certificate, the child's passport, a proof of tenancy agreement, and bank statement, and pay slips. My brother, I can assure you, sir, almost. I hardly say 100%, but you will be about 99.99% on course to getting your leave to be in the UK.
Okay, lawyer, me that's very Yamisho.
Yeah, that's it. And to say on to journey. Lawyer, when so ebusa or say or by on a sponsorship license as a minister. Now as I say, the health condition. When say oh no can be about health condition. And health condition, sabre or program be I say all the time, unya medical care from the GP. Is there a way say the period of stay or the buy no eswa obetimi agina ne health condition so edimi enya ni stay wa ha na say renew ni stay wa ha na?
It is possible, sir, with medical conditions. So that is private life. Now, when we talk about private life, it includes your health situation. And so, yes, it is possible, sir, with so, but in a case like this, over here, a consultant's report, not just a letter from the GP, but a consultant's report, detailed report detailing the diagnosis, the prognosis, how long the person is going to be on the medication for, what medications they are on, how long it's going to be on it for. If they leave that medication, is it going to affect their health? Now, if they go back to their home country, will they have those medications there? Even if the medication is there, can they afford it? These are things that the medical doctor or the consultant will have to put in his letter. Once that goes in the letter, then we would take that and run with it. So when we make an application, we make reference to those paragraphs the GP or the consultant has stated. Paragraph 1. This is the medical condition. Paragraph 2, this is how long it's going to be on it for. Paragraph 4, if he leaves the UK, his life is going to be more or less at stake. He's going to die. Paragraph 5, the medication in that country he cannot even afford because he can't work. So we set it out and address it step by step by step. There is a way we can make an application on that, and it is a human rights application based on your medical condition. It is possible, but this is quite a difficult sort of application. I always put it at 50-50, not 99.9. It is at 50-50 because the Home Office can look at it in any way and say, you were coming to visit. Therefore, after visit, go back. Or they can look at it and say, oh yeah, your condition is pretty sad, and therefore we will give it. So it's a 50-50 kind of application. That's
right. 50.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, lawyer, my main far for na Mr. say what baso na endu say obekasa Mr. meet you ho ema me say de be ya ye betimi ato adwumadi no so. Yemfa aye na beauty. Na beauty, please unmute yourself na fa o question ebra.
Pacho lawyer, Pacho ibisa se mami penyimba UK Hanum with a visit visa na se or register with the GP na or overstay ya still obetimia assess GP na ebia or medical condition not like we were like ebia or so or overstay na or call GP hon my ebia obetimia deport na like what will happen?
Thank you. Well, look, I'll be very honest with you. Some GPs are very kind, very, very humane. Some are so kind. So shame ameno, register no, sheno without any follow-up question. Some are very kind. Some other GPs on they want to bra, and then they just over the treatment will have questions upon questions upon questions. So it depends on nipana upakochiano ewo hono. I always say that in life, the people you meet can always make or destroy your life. The people you meet at every point and at every stage or at every gate, at every reception can make or unmake your life. So yes, it is possible somebody may register GP. Now say GPs need to come online, into it may register online. Not treatment, you may call, advise the person to go for the medication from a pharmacy or so. So yes, it is possible. Deportation is not an issue in this case. So I would say rather than staying home and be suffering, take the step of faith and reach out to the GP. I'm sure they will attend to you.
Thank you, lawyer.
You're welcome.
Lawyer, I'll say, please, what legal action can I take against my employer if its license has been revoked, but no notification has not been received from Home Office? Is there any?
Sometimes the Home Office suspends the license. There's a difference between revocation and suspension. So you need to find out if it is revoked. If it is revoked, the Home Office will almost certainly write to the employees that they have on their records that the license of the employer has been revoked. And therefore you have 60 days to regularize your stay in the UK. That is that. But what also happens is that if the employer, if you have found out that the license is revoked and the employer has not taken any steps to notify you, then I would have quickly advised you, if you can look for an alternative, do it before the Home Office writes to you. So that is what I would say. But the problem these days is, if you haven't been with that employer for 2 years, you can't bring much action against them. So that is the 2 years factor. That is why some employers, some only 2 years, and they don't want to keep you there for you to bring any legal action. It's always a human wanted for. There's not much you can do because you haven't been with them for 2 years period. So a binim, and I'm sure that yes, but in your case, you can please research, check it. If it's revoked, please look for an alternative. Put in the court, I don't think it's going to change much. Rather look for an alternative and move on to another section. That will rather help your case.
Right. Yemfa Osuke, Mesan about chat room on ABM. Osuke, please unmute yourself now for a question, bro. Me time now, me are running out. Yeah, Osuke.
No, thank. Good evening, lawyer. But I'm say, in case you're on 2.5 years route for the 10 years route with Sano, and then you're on your last year, your last 2.5 term, then what apply for fee waiver before say where you card base finance office and base apply for fee waiver. But the two, it's been over 4 months until we be a response for the fee waiver. But we card now expire. What do you have to do?
You are protected by Section 3C of the Immigration Act of 1971. Section 3 says, so with your application, need to move. That is fee waiver application. And Sana, this are not echo Home Office. Still no, who that's what it's not. But one fan comes and that is where you have problem. But with the call and you are still protected. And let me also notify you that fee waivers are taking a long time now. It used to be 1 month, it used to be 3 weeks, 1 month, 1.5 months. Now saying a big question, maybe 6 months, 7 months, because the system is difficult. The economy is hard. Until a lot of people are applying for fee waivers. And the amount line now pay 10. I know until 4 months is just within the average time period. And also, the amount be young crop only be so I said that I'm on bank statement now. I'm on a woman, I'm on bank. Now Home Office on our share say who another account I want back, so they have to request for that information. Who they qua? I want to say who crowd was £12,000 over and I won't person will share. It means people are being dishonest, and that is affecting everybody else. So these are some of the reasons why fee waiver applications are taking a long time to be decided. Yeah.
Okay. But, on that note, what about say? Time this so 2.5 years so overhaul time of the month for 10 years as soon within that period as well. Can you apply for indefinite straight and I said, do you still have to go for 2 years?
Yes, you can vary your application. Say 10 years in this one, you can make an application to vary the to a 10-year indefinitely to remain. Because we're sitting that's our Home Office country. We got 10 years and now you don't have to wait for the fee waiver to come. You've been lawfully resident in the UK. We got 10 years and now put in the application for your 10-year, after your 10 year, which is your indefinite leave to remain in UK. You'll be fine. Yes?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Osu. Lawyer, we say I'm EU citizen and just got my settled status. I gave birth before I gained my settled status. Can my child apply for British passport or naturalization?
Your child can apply to register as a British citizen because you gave birth to the child before you got your indefinite or your settlement. So that application will come under Section 1(3) of the British Nationality Act of 1981 because your child was born before you got your indefinite. The child will be registered, not naturalized. Naturalization for adults in 24 and will require registration. And then after that, they apply for the British passport after.
But I say, Yemfa Jonas, I'm out of you. Jonas, but you'll unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yeah, good evening, lawyer.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, say who indefinite, you know. Now, me share me there, no. Maybe 20 December, maybe 31st this year. And the just a date no was no. Say me call, we see we call online, baby. We are and they say like you renew it automatically, or it's just a temporary. Made something say where why. And the last one say.
Over Sansi someone why Sansi question is one please.
Okay, me just say who indefinite.
Okay.
Cardinal. Biometric in the cardinal. Now said date no was no. This year, December.
31st December 2024. Yeah.
Yeah. And the if I say November. Now say me call online. Now who can be back? I'll check. I'll Google and see how the body who call online. Who see where be do online. Now just we are just like have you renewed it automatically or you have to do an application for?
Okay. No. Once you have your indefinite, you have indefinite. Indefinite is indefinite. Maybe the thing what you should be thinking about is to go for your British citizenship. As for the indefinite, once the card is gone, once the date on the card is gone, you can go to prove your right to work. Go to Google, enter prove your right to work and share code. It will bring it down for you. You click get share code online. Click that. It will bring down another page for you. Click, do you have a visa or do you have a biometric residence card? You click yes. Then it will give you another page. Is this also known as a visa? Yes. You click that, you give you another page to enter your date of birth, and then you enter your first of all, you enter the biometric residence number first, and then you enter your date of birth. Bingo, it will show you that you have the right to be in the UK forever and ever. You don't have to do anything else. Everything is now going to be online for everybody.
Oh, okay. Last one, the comma, we say, yeah. If I say obi pese come wadan for be o pese onye ni papers, but with the payment, you know, we do like more flexibility for people because on maybe say no only that amount or maybe was scan for application, but for lawyer fee maybe only na because also no so after na obubo kakra currency. More some flexibility for us. Actually, this is the Ghanaian community platform. So say, oh, okay, you know, some flexibility would be a payment.
Yes, let me help you out, Mr. Matthew. One payment plan here. It will umanye opiawo ni obani pay discussion. Noni umanye pay pay the payment plan ahamo. Ni pay legal fees.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Good. Jonas, yeah, found here. Membre no intimate memo be one question. Definitely the lawyer is coming back next week. And intimate so when intimate busa questions in he's going to be here next week and every Friday 8 to 9. Yo, yemfa na Baden. Nana mbacha yetio. If you are a fastella. Nana, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Right. Let's move on to Stella. All right. Nana.
You muni Stella and you muni Nivia.
There be Nana kozo.
Question na mi baby sana na Stella baby santi. Mpese ono ne mi banu mpese obisa owia.
Oh.
Stella bisa
okay.
question. Right.
Okay, lawyer. So who adopted child Ghana? How do you bring now you're British? How do you do it?
How old is the child?
16 years.
When did you do the adoption?
Okay, I'm about to complete the adoption.
Okay. As soon as the adoption process goes through, did you start from here?
No, I'm doing everything in Ghana.
Oh, please, you should have started from here because the adoption systems have changed. Some people went and adopted some kids, brought them to the UK and molested the kids to the point that some even lost their lives. And because of that, the Home Office have instructed the councils now want to get involved in the foreign adoption from here up onto Ghana and until it is finished. So you have to contact the adoption agency in your council, the council in which you are, the borough in which you are. That is one. They will have to give you a foreign adoption agent or adopting agency. They will take you through the process. You have to obtain a certificate of eligibility from the Department for Education. With that, before you go to Ghana, go and see the Social Services Department of Social Welfare. You prepare a report for you. You take it to court. They argue on your behalf before they give you the adoption of the child. Otherwise, if you do not comply with the process from here, you will finish the Ghana one and the UK will not recognize that adoption for you, unfortunately. But things have changed. So contact your council.
Is it very difficult?
It is not easy. I don't want to use the word difficult, but I'll say it is not easy and it is also equally expensive. But no amount of money can equate or can buy the child if it becomes necessary. It may be expensive, but the child's life is more expensive. So you can go ahead.
Secondly, Stella, bisa age difference no so.
Okay, so I'm 31 and then she is 16. Is that all right?
I think there is an age difference, 18 years difference. I need to find that out. But if you are 31 and the child is 16, it means there's a difference of 15 years. I'll find that out and then I'll notify you next time. But I think there should be an age difference of 18 years also. But I can't give the answer right now. I'll find it out and then let you know.
Okay.
You can take and then I'll check it for you.
And then, sorry, I know we are supposed to ask just one question. Can I ask?
Yes,
can I ask
Stella.
Media no bisa me media no maning bisa media no me ba no mpacho me bisa question bia biom
emre na asa ntini mesremo mame mfa Stella ene na ensia nyame adman next week e be sign the lawyer aba mesremo inipa yes lawyer me pacho answer na me fa nipa mienu no fa o contact details etudwa emame na me fa nipa mienu ye be wrap it up na nyame aduma. We just have 1 hour on this show. It will not go beyond, but we've exceeded 10 minutes into the mesremo mo fa ncheme next week me send the lawyer aba. Lawyer, your contact details.
Molash, iPhone, Nana Akufo, Ochri, Gina, Papa Dominic Ampofu. God willing, I will respond to your questions next week. Oh, okay, I will see. But when I come, I'll respond to your questions without any problems. Now, Wise Smart Solicitors, number 18 to 22, Ashwin Street, 8 to 9, the Prince House. Your Dawson Junction, behind the McDonald's. So the Dawson Market, Hannah, McDonald's, your McDonald's next sheet. Number 18 to 22, Ashwin Street, 8 to 9, the Prince House. Dawson E83DL. Telephone number is 0208 0165 384. That is the mobile, the office number 0208 0165 384. 0208 0165 384. Mobile number is 020 079 31 411 042. 079 31 411 042. But preferably, someone to the office line now, then they will take it. If there's going to be an appointment, it will be booked for you. And I'm more than happy to actually meet you and we have discussions. Nana, back to you.
abusafo mamemfa enipa mienu na afi yemfa dwumadie no embrawe ye na sɛ de medi kan no nyame eyadma next week mesan e de lawyer aba sɛ bia wentimi ambusa question next week lawyer ebeyi ni nyina no e de amount na me de eye OT Media WhatsApp platform group WhatsApp platform and so to chat room on say uni so Mr. Wanumre join said the bear every Friday bia ye be start show na ye the notification near reminder na once wait me akai na wa join e will show you so and intimi say wa me the link no ato a chat room on mo but more na click so na fa join e OT Media WhatsApp platform no said anytime bia ye be start show ye send a notification wa e be kai na once wait me a join e yemfa a Molash mbacho or meet yourself na fa question bra.
Good evening, and good evening, lawyer.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Me pacho maybe start me brand near any free Ghana by with the NHS I'm say care work can be. No buy no near that your life I mean I catch someone to worry because of the ex-boyfriend or any identity. Me brand person was say or accountant. But ordinary brand now ordinary in the buy now on even there so no. On obit me every so upper sponsorship for her. I or not Canadiana.
Oh, auntie, over the accountant, and I'm even say I wish any old boyfriend and
our running almost 6 months.
What kind of life is that? Who brought an accountant no one you sure now? Oh, what is going on? Sorry, girl.
Who's screen blank.
Anyway, never mind. Yes, I'll bet to me a switch. So not sponsor for crowd or no bet me a switch out to the new sponsor. Then you'll be on his own and no longer on Abani Piano. So that is possible. And I'll pay say switching application will be sir. Or no any sponsorship license and to move it to be on their own. So it's possible. Why?
Okay, all right.
Some accounting firms be work license, so on first of it, accounting firms be and now actually, money take my number and call me maybe during the week. Let me see if I can make one or two suggestions to you. Why?
Yeah. All right. Let me that's it.
Yeah. Because my accountant be not on license. And now they have vacancy. Many workers have said if they still have that vacancy, then I can easily maybe signpost your brother to them. I'm not promising, but I'm just saying I knew them and I hope they still have the vacancy and then I can signpost them. Yes?
All right. Thank you, Laura.
That's it. Yemfa Nana Ekufu emfa intratto na next week ya de aka no e de atoa so. Nana Ekufu mpacho yetio. Ebi mo so me de lawyer contact to chat room honom. Nana Ekufu yetio.
Ah no good evening.
Sabe me hello no tete.
Ah no bro mo e. O fa ne impile bebu no da woman ba sama maneni. Well, but one might be good question there. Open I 2 years. Oh, 2 years share. It's renewable. Limit on my renewable I pay or look, Nikaja pay any of our pay.
Open 2 years, many I can hardly know.
Okay,
2 years.
Okay.
2.5 years, allow 2 years.
Hey, 2.5 years, 2.5 years, yeah, 2.5 years.
Oh yes. Nigbe wakale jagana ni wakeba kaleba.
Oh yeah, come on. I put for me thinking
oh okay. Yes. Yes, it's a renewable 2.5 years. I've renewed for another 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, application fee is £1,048 and IHS is £2,587.50. Shika Beshka Abanye Afe fee waiver hale kuni.
In total, it will be about 3,000 plus.
Yes, it's about 3,050p. This is 15.5. Remember 1, 12, 13, 6. So it's £3,635 thereabouts.
Oh, okay. We were done. We have kept much of
we
were done.
Yo. Abusiafo, I wish send commit me atwa so yemre no ayebe yentimi ensan emfa obi abiem na emum nyame eyadoma.
Uncle Dominic, next question. Next time you'll be the first person for us to take care. And Sister Gina.
Yeah, definitely. Nyame yadoma ebefa mu nyina next week. Sister Olivia, fache me say yentimi amfa. Agosu ya de wo di kan ebusa question back into the fanisa nyame boa next week say be join here. Lawyer, me enjoy last words na fe yemfa jumedi
Nana, the say next week nyame adom na say ba. I will keep updates very short. Make keep updates very short. Then I am a lot of time for the questions. The UK immigration laws are always changing, We are here to update you, to give you information. As soon as something changes, we will let you know. Have a blessed weekend. I love you all. Come on.
Abusiafo nyame enka obi bia ho Lawyer Wisdom akaho from Wiseman Solicitors ene na nwumre oba bekan ye ho ema ye ne no adwetwe enkomo se o hwehwe na chira kwan a owo eye Dustin Junction McDonald's na ewo ho no achi ho no a ho na ne office ewo bomodian na hwehwe na chira kwan se o hwehwe na ubetimi afre no on the mobile no eye 07931 411042 07931 411042 bomodian na friend no na se uhia moa akwankyere bia watimi ede aboa midi ene nana Kwame Osaitu jumadi ede brawi the lawyer nyame adoma lawyer mpacho peso kan bibi
na usi akwankyere de ende wodi bayira miensa ena nkukọ mienu ena red oil one bottle ena
Mamra. Na me lawyer mpacho fa Milo any carnation milk eka ho no yin. Sabi me na me take you na no.
All right, have a good one.
Yeah. Nice one. Abusiafo nyame eyaduma next week. Me pracho the mesrewa ne say save this link na every Friday bia ye ne lawyer enhia. Abrochire has it no emra no esesa every day na minimu enso de minim semra na sesa no krom ha eni hanom eze wuhunu eniti bomode ni enhia every Friday bia na yensua bibi bia enye wo na beboa obi a ono nso ne ho bekire no na watimi amano akwankyere na we are pointing to the right direction. Nyame yaduma next week mesani wahia midin ene na Kwame Osaitu makram. Bye-bye.
Me did the young tachwa and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Easy, convenient, fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover my pimp. Tap send. NTN also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Let us come a for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Hello, this is Lawyer Wisdom of Wisemart Solicitors. Join me this and every Friday on OT TV from 8 to 9 p.m. for all your UK immigration matters. I hope to see you there. Thank you.